I'm Brittany Pervorse.
I'm Andy Pervorse. This is our son Cohen.
And we've been coming to New City for just over a year now.
When we first moved here from California, one of our priorities we wanted to take within the first month was to find a church.
The way that came about really was through community group. We were fortunate enough to find one right away where we really gelled, I think, with the people there. So I think one of the things that comes to mind for me that made us want to stick around New City was when we first came, our very first service that we attended. Afterwards, we met Pastor Dylan and Christina, and something that they said that I know resonated with me, and I think Andy too, but they said that they were Team Jesus, and I was like, okay. But what they meant by it was that they wanted to help us find a church here that was going to help us connect with Jesus.
It's not about a number, it's about just your journey and wanting to be a part of the church as a whole, not just this building. How has New City helped us follow Jesus' accountability, but also just serving, doing worship, and something that I've been very adamant about is not just taking a song's words for what they read out, but diving deeper into the meaning and the purpose of what the song represents. I'm not the best with words, I'm not the best with prayer. I've said it before that I read something and I have a very visual memory where I picture it, and so being able to do that, and that's gotten me closer in a deeper relationship with God.
I remember, I don't know, maybe like a month into coming here, Christina approached me and she was like, "You are super friendly, you should be on stage." And I'm like, what? I'm not the type to be on stage. She's the one that goes on stage. I am passionate about being able to connect with people on an individual level. And so I think it's neat that even if it's only like a minute or two after service, being able to connect with people who I was in their position not that long ago. I think like being able to connect with people and like relate on that level has been really special about serving. A time that I struggled to believe or trust in Jesus was actually just before we moved. We weren't going to church regularly. I feel like we just had a lot of tough things that happened back to back. Like it started with I lost my dad, and then COVID hit, which we all experienced that. I think I just was left feeling so numb after just feeling like we just got like battered like again and again and again.
During that whole time, I felt like I was putting so much work into being a provider for our family. Like literally blood, sweat, and tears went into this job just to turn around and be let go, like in a moment, and just not really knowing what's gonna happen, and just it was one more thing, and it's like, how much do I have to put into this? We like to joke that my dog got me the job that I currently have now because I didn't have the time to do anything. We were at a dog park, friendly, just my wife, being the amazing nice person she is, just started talking to some random guy and his kids, and came to find out he worked for a company that was constantly hiring. I put in my application, like a couple days later I had a job. So it was a major blessing where it was just I needed that hard time to actually come out of like the rut I was in.
The way that I feel like Jesus has proven himself faithful to me is definitely through Andy's story with kind of coming full circle with work. But I also feel like just with the times where I felt like I was so unfaithful to him, and yet he blessed us in that moment. Like he didn't wait to bless us until we started attending church more regularly again. He didn't wait to bless us until, I started opening my Bible more in the morning or praying more. I can look back and see how he's come through for me over and over and over again. And you'd think I'd be smart enough to know that he'd do it again. For me, the most meaningful thing this time of year around Christmas is just looking at the faithfulness of God and how he's shown that through the relationships that he's sort of paved the way for us to have. And for us, I mean, just how like our marriage has grown. I mean, he was, you know, sort of dragged along on this adventure to move out to North Carolina, but was like my biggest fan about it and super excited. And like, I feel like it could have been a totally different story and could have been resentful about the change, but I think it's ended up being such a cool journey and adventure for us, and it's just like drawn us closer together. Our families in California are always shocked at how social we are after a year. They're like, you have plans every weekend. It's like, yeah, we have friends.
It's not even us. It's everybody else just reaching out to us.
But yeah, it really is. It's just people being so like inclusive and so welcoming and just wanting to come alongside. So yeah, relationships for me is sort of like the theme, I guess, of the Christmas holiday.
What would I say is most significant about Christmas to me? I would say it recently changed, and over this season at church, we introduced this new song called Manger Throne, and I think it hits even deeper because we just had a baby, and that's the way that Jesus came to us, came in this innocent form, and I think just now being a father, like, I see how fragile that is and how much that could have turned. If he did it any other way, through his story, would have been able to connect with the people that he connected with. Meeting the woman at the well, I don't think he could have done that if he came in horns blazing with an army. He met her where she was.
So it does kind of give a whole new meaning to like our Savior coming in that form. Merry Christmas, New City.